In this day and age, everybody and everything is woke, woke, woke. Even sports talk. And that's why we call bullshit. Welcome to Patriot Sports Radio. Patriot Sports Radio. A sports podcast by regular dudes. For regular dudes. We'll give you a break from all the national talking heads and biases of mainstream sports media. From high school to the pros. We're talking about it. Red-blooded American. Loud. Real and raw. Patriot Sports Radio. With your hosts, Eric, John, Chris, and the coach.
Welcome back, my friends. If you're new, then welcome in Patriot Sports Radio. My name is Eric. I am your host. Tonight we have John in the building, well, in his building, and we have Chris over there turning knobs, keeping the show on the road.
What's up?
Yeah. We're in the...
Chris, what knobs are you pulling today? We got some new setups. I'm all brought up to speed. You might have to turn me down a little bit.
You sound good, John. We got a new camera.
Always something going on.
Always something going on. It's all new, right?
The podcast right now. We're upgrading. We got swag. We've got TVs. John's
We're on
got a
Spotify.
microphone. We're on Spotify.
Bro, big league.
Not bad. Not bad.
We're doing better than MLB, bro.
So far, yeah. Us and the major leagues basically know what we're doing to the same degree. They have a multi-billion-dollar product that they're fucking up. We just have a multi-thousand-dollar product that we're working
We're getting
on.
better.
Every day 15% better, at least. Yeah.
100%.
This is we're still in the practice rounds phase. This is a great time to do this. February and March. I got some things on a post-it note. What should we talk? We can talk about Kyler Murray and how he's a bit of a bitch. We can talk about baseball and how that's not happening. We can talk about other summer activities, things we can do when there's no baseball. Mm-hmm. There's some dude named Tommy Tanks just jacking home runs. He's played, like, last I checked, 9 games, 8 home runs.
Where from?
Where is he from?
Just a college player?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only people playing baseball. What is happening?
Test that, man. Actually, don't. Let him take steroids.
Let him. Whatever he's doing, just let him go.
Drop bombs.
Exactly.
Is that the
Makes
dude,
it funner.
remember from the Little League World Series a couple of years ago?
NC State, I think.
There was
All
this
I
guy
do is
who-
hit dingers.
I hit
NC
dingers.
State.
I hit dingers.
This might be that
That's
kid
him.
grown up.
It's him. What is he, about 5'10", 320?
No, he's
That's how
6
I
foot
think that kid
240, I
looks.
believe.
I picture everybody like that as Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah.
He's
I'd like to see
Schwarber.
him leave.
Well, he was fun.
The
He hit
Bambino.
that one that it landed up on the scoreboard. You remember?
Yeah,
Oh my god!
they put that one in a plastic case, I believe.
I skipped
Didn't they?
church small group to watch that game.
There's very few times.
Then you know
in
it's
life,
serious.
There's very few times in life where I'm going to cheer for a Cub, and that time I was like, "Wow, that was fucking beautiful."
He
That
was a
was a
legend,
beautiful
and
night.
he'll always be a legend. You sit out the entire year and then somehow get called up for the World Series and then just mash in the World Series. I mean, you're a legend.
That was amazing.
And
Plus,
it's
he's a
almost
pretty
like you
good guy,
knew it
isn't
was
he?
going to happen,
He's like
What's
a
that?
good guy. He's a good guy, from what
Yeah.
I've heard.
Yeah, by all accounts. It's sad to see that crew gone. Going to Chris Bryant's first game because they suppressed him, and he was a Scott Boras guy. I actually took off work to go to his first game, and my boss was like, "Yeah, you should definitely go to that." And Edison Russell was a bit of a dumpster fire there at the end. And, Javi is Javi. He has a street named after him in Chicago, actually. Those were the
Strikes
golden
out a
days.
lot.
And yeah, he swings at a lot of pitches in the dirt. Never saw something outside and low that he didn't like. So I don't miss that. But, these are the things that we're missing with the baseball lockout. And although my team has been decimated and is rebuilding, still want to see what's out there. I mean, you still want to see what we have in Nick Madrigal. You still want to see
Wisdom,
just who we have in prospects, and you can't. We're just locked out.
and I don't know, John. We had just met. We haven't known each other for years, but we are a huge baseball family in this house. Season ticket Brewers. Me and my daughter go to at least 2 games a week, at least if they're in town.
Yeah.
This is a huge deal for us as a family being locked out of baseball. This is me and my 16-year-old. This is kind of our thing, the dad and daughter baseball season. And it's a long and it's a grind, and we don't miss any games. We're either there, they're on TV, or they're on the radio. We don't miss much.
Yep. Yeah, mine's 12, and like at this point between 12 and 16, there's not a big long list of things you can do with your daughter that they'll sign off on. Like, we're not very cool right now to hang out with. That's why I started taking her to baseball games when she was 4. So it became our thing. Now she's 12, we got 20 Brewers games under our belt. So even when she's 15 and too cool for me, she'll still find it in her heart to come to that one, superheroes night or whatever with dad. So if these billionaire motherfuckers take that from me, I'm gonna be furious with them. I'm a man of principle. I might not watch baseball for years. There's a lot of people saying that today. I don't want to go hyperbolic and say that I for sure would stop watching baseball, but it would piss me off.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go fishing. That's fine. But I want baseball in my summer. It's part of summer. It's part of the soundtrack of summer is Bob Uecker in the background while you're grilling brats on a 75-degree afternoon, bullshitting with your buddies. That's just that. I've had enough taken from me, John. I don't know if I can handle having baseball taken from me right now.
If we can figure out, now it wasn't an ideal season. If we can figure out how to get baseball when there's a pandemic going on, but we can't do it when we have a 3-month head start, shame on baseball. For me, my whole experience with baseball has largely been communal. And, growing up, we used to put on Pat Hughes. Back then it was Ron Santo, who only had one leg. But Pat and Ron were this dynamic duo where Ron was just this unhinged, likely drunk nut job that he wouldn't explain what the play was. You just hear like a crack of a bat, and then Ron would just, oh no! And then you have to wait like 5 seconds. Like, what happened, Ron? This is your job. Oh, dumb Cubs! Oh no! And then Pat Hughes, who is a legend.
He's great.
Well, we had a bloop hit to left, and the bullpen is warming up. And so we used to hit home run derbies out in my friend's yard and listen to that. That's a memory. And then most recently, living in Chicago and having an hour commute, it was always Pat Hughes explaining in great detail the color of the hues of the jerseys because they were brought by Benjamin Moore Paints. It'd always be Cubs are in white with blue pinstripes, brought to you by Benjamin Moore Paints. All those ads and stuff. So I'm a big radio guy. I'm really going to miss that because while I don't sit down and watch 3 hours of baseball, I'll have it on in the background every chance I get.
Yeah, it's a great background sport. There's 2 ways I consume baseball if I'm not there. Either I'm on the couch drifting in and out of naps, or I'm somewhere with the radio on. I almost prefer to consume my baseball via radio.
Yeah, you have to when you're a Brewers fan. I mean, that's Uecker, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole deal.
All last year I had to because of some bullshit between Bally Sports and YouTube TV. That's what I'm talking about. These corporate pricks getting between me and my sports. I'm not okay with it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And yes, we'll find other things to do, but you know who's not going to jump in my kayak and your kayak while we go this summer? Our kids. They're not getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You know what they will? At least I can speak for my daughter. She'll get up at 9 o'clock on a Sunday for a 1:20 first pitch, and she would be there 90 minutes early so that we can go in early. She can watch BP and get a chance to get an autograph from Hader or, Woodruff. They all come over and Kane and they do some signing and it's huge for the kids. It's gonna wreak havoc on the Anderson home. I'm telling you, it's 62 games.
Yeah.
It's 162 times that me and Peanut spend 3 or 4 hours hanging out with each other, and we're going to miss that.
Yeah. You're not just talking about baseball during that time.
Absolutely not. We have talked about from the birds to the bees, driving, great. I mean, everything in life have been talked about at a Brewers game. I'm telling you, that's where it all gets done.
It's woven into the fabric that is America, baseball. So I guess it's kind of apropos that there's some corporate greed that's now destroying it. I, for the life of me, can't really figure out what the big sticking point is. Maybe the couple extra playoff teams or the Super 2's percentage. I spent half the day trying to learn what a Super 2 is and what the sticking point is in this, and I can't understand it. From what I gather, I think the owners don't give a shit. Like I was telling John earlier, the gate for April probably sucks. They probably don't start making money until May or June, and they're fine throwing April in the garbage. And they know they have the players where they want them. The players want to play. They want to get paid. They want to get paid for 162 games this year. And you have Manfred, the commissioner, calling the World Series trophy a piece of metal. That tells me these guys on the other side of the table don't respect the game or possibly even care about it.
Or respect the fan base. Because
we're an afterthought.
It's a piece of metal. We're not dumb. You're not talking to a bunch of kindergartners. We know that the trophy is made out of metal. The point is, when your team wins the World Series, you talk shit for a year straight. Unless you're the Dodgers and you won it during COVID, and that doesn't count.
Asterisk.
I mean, the amount of shit that I talked, because growing up in Peoria, it's split Cardinals, Cubs, and then I moved to Chicago. And when they won the World Series, I mean, that it wasn't the trophy. It was the story. I was at Wrigley Field when the Cubs won the World Series. They were having the chopper cam go around Wrigley Field. Even though the game was played in Cleveland, everybody made this pilgrimage. And I'm sitting in a house right next to Wrigley Field looking at the chopper cam news coverage. And I'm like, shit, we're in that house right now. Like, we could wave. Those are the memories that make it more than just a piece of metal. And like you're saying, it is the pastime of America. And while it's largely a regional sport, I've never seen a Baltimore Orioles game. It's deeply embedded in the way a lot of, specifically boys, but as you're describing, girls too, you grow up and that's what's going on in the summer. You've got fireflies buzzing and you're listening to the radio or some sort of broadcast, and to have that taken apart or taken away because we're meeting now, like the owners are doing their book report the day before it's due. These are supposed to be successful people.